just don't draw wings. No, you should draw wings. Wings are good. So the first thing that I see a lot of people do when they draw wing shapes is a lot of the times I'll see this really thin section of the wing that goes into something very large. So the wing shape is more like that, almost like a speech bubble. I'm going off of more realistic wings if we're kind of going off of the more anatomical look for wings. If this is just kind of how you stylize wings, sure. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you want to draw them this way, like, again, I'm not your mom. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but in terms if you want wings that look a little bit more functional, this one doesn't really work. So this kind of wing, right, I see this a lot when people are kind of drawing wings for the first time, right? It's a little bit disproportionate and will not be able to lift weight. It is really funky. If you have like vestigial wings and these wings kind of look like that, that's totally fine by me, I don't care. But these wings are very stylized, but they aren't necessarily kind of wings that would actually work. So if you have wings that are just a little bit more of like, again, vestigial or something just for decoration, you know, then maybe they do look like this, that's fine. Another wing that I see is just people drawing wings like this. The straight edge is unrealistic and it looks flat, somewhat boring and unconvincing. I'll see this one a lot with a lot of younger artists. This straight edge, this kind of shape is not really how wings function. It's not really how they work, not how they bend. Doesn't really feel like a wing, feels more like a fake wing than it is an actual wing. Sometimes I see people draw feathered wings like this, with the fluff on top too. So this is more like butterfly wings. They're too small to function, and unrealistic feather placement. Obviously there are feathers on the tops of wings, but they're never usually that fluffy. So this kind of look, and it's too small to function. For reference, for somebody who is my height and weight, I'll give you my height, I won't give you my weight. So I'm around closer to 5'5", but I'm like a bit under 5'6". If I remember correctly, my wingspan has to be about 20 feet in order for them to lift me off the ground. So a wingspan of 20 feet, that's not big enough, right? They gotta be big, big wings. So a way that you can think of wings and how they're shaped is very similar to an arm. It's really, really similar to an arm. So if we draw the general anatomy of an arm, you have the shoulder, right? Go down into the elbow, have the forearm, and then we have a wrist, and then our hand. So if we have the shape of the arm here, what we want to do next is, you know, think of the wing. Again, very, very similar in shape. What we can do next, all the different with the wing, is if we took the fingers and extended them downwards, and we added in the fluff underneath here, right? So it's the same kind of bend that goes down, comes back up, goes back down again. So it's really, really similar to one another. We have like just a general arm, but with birds, like with our bird wings, now we have all those feathers in between kind of place, right? So wings are proportionally very similar to an arm, same bend. So that's the general shape of like a bird wing, right? Very, very general kind of look. And what we want next though is how to place the feathers, right? So I'm gonna just draw a wing really, really quickly.
If you'd like to support the channel and the creation of free arts education, become a member on Patreon.
So these feathers are called your primary feathers. Your primary feathers are the ones that I believe are mostly used for flight, right? So these are the ones that kind of help keep them aloft. These are the primary coverts. These are your alula. The alula are like your thumbs. So if the fingers kind of spread out down here, this is where the thumb comes out. So the alula are like the quote-unquote thumbs. These ones up here are the secondary coverts. These ones are your secondary feathers. These are your tertiary feathers. And these are your scapulars. So this is how you would layer your feathers on top of each other. This is the general amount of feathers that you have when drawing a wing as well. And if we were to translate it back into the arm, this portion right here would be the shoulder. You'd bend kind of down here. It's the elbow. Be able to come back up. This would be the thumb. And this is where the rest of the hand continues. So we want to think of it that way, right? When we are drawing our wings. We want to make sure that we still have that curve when we are drawing our wings. We want to make sure that we are placing our feathers correctly, making sure that we have enough feathers, because too many, too little. If we have them super, super uniform, like this straight edge one, it can look really, really unnatural. So we don't want to draw that tiny amount to make all of our feathers look exactly the same, because that tends to look a little bit wrong. So dragon wings, bat wings, that kind of deal. Really, really similar to thinking about the arm. So if we took the arm again, if we started with our wonderful little arm, put our thumb up here. Now what we're gonna wanna do is with the hand, we're gonna take our fingers. I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3, before. We have them spread out like that, and we just gotta add the skin in between. That's literally it. You can fix this thumb if you want. It can just be like a spike if you really want. Yeah, so dragon and bat wings, same function as an arm. The skin extends between lengthened fingers and attaches to the end of the body. Dragon bat wings are funky because you can either do this thing or you can do the arm thing. So you can straight up just have the arms be wings. I have a character like that who's a bat. So his wings are his arms. So it's not like you have his arms and then the wings. His arms are his wings. Because that is what bats are. Like, bat arms are their wings. It's the same with birds. It's like bird arms, quote unquote. They don't have arms. Their arms are replaced by wings. That's why they have the same anatomy. So that's kind of why you can think of them like arms. Because people do not have wings, everyone messes with this anatomy a lot. It isn't necessarily 100% accurate because there is no 100% accurate way of doing it because we don't have realistic reference to go off of. This is just generally how I think of it. So if we have our person, if you raise your arms and bring your elbows backwards, you'll feel your shoulder blades moving. If you kind of just reach behind you as well, you'll be able to feel the move if you kind of roll your shoulders back. That's where your shoulder blades are. These hard little triangular points here. A lot of people, what they do is they have the wings come from the start of the shoulder blades. If they're larger, you have them come down a little bit farther. So if we have our person here, so generally what we have is like you would start the wing kind of around here and you would extend it from there. That tends to be what a lot of people do. It's kind of starting them at the shoulder blades, which gives them a slightly more realistic starting point. Yeah, so often people will begin their wings at the shoulder blade and continue from there because that tends to be a more natural point to start. When people draw the wings down here and then have them, I don't like that look that much. I know a lot of people do, but I tend to not like that. It just bothers me. It's kind of like when people place cat ears a little bit weird on the head, and I'm like, okay. It's like, it's the popular thing that people do, so I guess I can't comment on it too much. And then if you're wondering, like, the realistic size for wings on a person, like, if you really wanted to get kind of funky with it, they gotta be huge. Like, they gotta be, like, really, really big. Yep, so they gotta be huge to work. Again, it's fantasy, so people never really do that. It's more so, like, think of how your arms are right now. Think of, like, the wings as another set of arms on your back. So that's sometimes how people draw, like, four-armed people as well, is that their shoulder blades have the ability to hold more than one set of arms. So it's like a second set of arms is sprouting from the shoulder blades, if you really think of it in more of the skeletal sense. Again, it's fantasy. We don't have wings. So a lot of people just kind of mess around with it and, like, go, like, yeah, that works, whatever.
If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Join our art community with the links down below if you'd like to support the channel and the creation of free arts education. Become a member on Patreon for working files, behind-the-scenes posts, and discounts on our class offerings. If you enjoyed this video, here's a couple other videos you can check out next.